tobacco all the time. But then they started getting cancer when they're like 30, 32. And it's because nicotine makes your arteries tiny. It shrinks them up. It's called a vasoconstrictor. And your skin is nothing if it doesn't get blood and oxygen. That oxygen is in that blood, and it gets delivered to your skin, and that's what keeps it healthy. And when something is in your body that's making your arteries tight and narrow so that you get less blood and oxygen, they're going to die, those cells. And that's what happens. So when you smoke cigarettes in your lungs are dealing with nicotine that's tightening up, so the lungs process less and less oxygen each time, and slowly but surely your cells die, and you get cancerous cells and lesions, and it's all real ugly. And that's why 40,000 people die every year of something the government's making a killing of, and that the president of J.R. McDonald Tobacco makes over $1 million a year doing it, and is never going to go to jail for a day. It's killing you. Well, marijuana doesn't work that way. Marijuana is called a vasodilator. Marijuana opens up your arteries and delivers more blood and oxygen when you have THC hit those cells. So when you're doing a big bong hit and your lungs are full of oxygen, well, normally you couldn't even absorb that much oxygen. You'd exhale it. But the THC hits the lung lining at the same time, opens up your arteries so that you can deliver 2 to 3 times more oxygen to the affected cells. And then additionally, THC has been proven to shrink tumors and attack cancerous cells and necrotic cells, and cleans your lung lining of all that crap and all those things, and throws them out with the exhale. Every time you take a bong hit, you're getting healthier. And like I said, everything I'm telling you is true. You can find these things out by Googling cannabis and cancer, cannabis and Alzheimer's. If you've got multiple sclerosis, every single person with MS swears by marijuana, because it makes them see again, it returns the control of their limbs. If you've got AIDS wasting syndrome, you smoke cannabis, you're going to get your appetite. Hey, you know anybody with bulimia or anorexia? Send them to me. Send them to me. They won't have anorexia or bulimia by tomorrow. Because cannabis motivates you to want to eat. And that's what happens when people... You know, I was recently with this woman named Marilyn Holston. And it was very disturbing, because she was getting kicked out of her apartment. She'd been there 8 years, and she needed 1 gram of marijuana every day to cope with what she had to deal with. In fact, she had to deal with 60 different pills. You know, the old people, when they give you all those pills by these godlike doctors who are out to kill you. They give her 60 pills in there, and those plastic bubble things. You got to press them all. And it's got the time on them, so you know when to do it. There's so many you couldn't count on them to know when to take all their pills, so they have little times to take them. And she said, but I can't keep any of them down because they're opiates and morphine. Wait till I tell you what she's got, what situation she's in. She said, I got to have cannabis just to keep all those pills down. And she said, besides, it makes me feel good considering my circumstances. And what are her circumstances? She was getting evicted from her apartment because of the smell of weed. She doesn't have any fucking legs. She doesn't have any legs. She has diabetes, and she's had her legs amputated. And she's going blind. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, she's also hooked up to a dialysis machine every day for 3 hours. Every day for 3 hours. She's going blind. She's got no limbs. I'm a miracle she gets around. I can't believe such a thing. Can't even think about what that would be like myself. And they're trying to evict her because it's against the rules to have marijuana. Even though she has a legal exemption from the government, which we had to pry out of them, and money like mine went to pay for us to go to court to get the government to accept medical marijuana as a legal federal exemption. Took years. Lots of money. We're still fighting it because the government fights it tooth and nail. Well, she's got her card. They're still trying to throw her out. Still trying to throw out a woman with no legs who is going blind, who's up to a dialysis, a big lead thing filtering out all her blood 3 hours a day. The people who are prohibitionists in this country are heartless people. They're haters. Why else would they have this program? Why else would thousands of us go to jail? Why else would 2 million Canadians have criminal records for marijuana? People use marijuana in so many incredible ways. Every day people tell me how marijuana is saving their life. Saving their life. And now look at the alternative. Marijuana is illegal. What do we got? Marijuana prohibition. We got gang violence everywhere. 19 homicides in Vancouver this year related to gang violence. If we had ended prohibition of marijuana, the number of murders in Vancouver would be 0. 0. And it's a testament to the fact that if we didn't have prohibition, this would be one of the most civilized places on earth. No murders. It's because we're such a wonderfully integrated society. You know, you go to Japan, everybody's Japanese. You go to China, everybody's Chinese. You look at Canada, everybody's from every fucking place on this planet. Everywhere we've come from. We got transgender people, straight people. We got gay people, women, people of all colors and races. Canada is the coolest, most integrated place on earth. Because it shows we've got unbelievable potential to be the greatest place ever in the history of this planet. It's the most tolerant place, the most diverse place, the most accepting place, the most intelligent place, the most advanced place. Except for Prohibition. Prohibition is a terrible, terrible thing. There's 7,000 people murdered in the last year alone in Mexico because of gang violence over the drug. There's been over 250 kidnappings in Tucson, Arizona alone this year because of people kidnapping each other through the drug war. Eliminate that right away.